Let's get this open over with. What's it called? Gay and gayer?
So basically, Steve and Steven have rebranded to Goontopia, and it may not go over well with some fans.
The expression is gooning, Gooning.
It's called gooning, and the left wants to ban it completely.
Listen, here's the thing. I love gooning. So get up, dust off, goon.
All right, welcome to Goontopia. How's it going, everyone?
It's going good. I'm everyone.
Hell yeah. Wait, I hate when I make a noise. My mouth makes a noise like I'm going to talk, and then I didn't have anything to say, but it's like, man, we've got a lot to talk about. How are you doing, Steven?
I'm doing good, Steve.
Hell yeah.
The Goon Bros are back. It's been a couple weeks, but I think we've spaced the episodes out.
Yeah,
right?
Should be spaced out. We're good. We got you a fresh one. So don't worry, we're back on track.
We have a lot of shit to talk about, guys.
We do.
Like, a lot.
There are two things that aren't on the list. I'll make this one really quick. Steve Albini, rest in peace.
Yes.
He died.
He hated who? The Chili Peppers, or who did he hate again?
He's like the foil in a way to Rick Rubin, or at least in terms of American producers, Rick Rubin's number one. Steve Albini was probably number two.
Damn.
I'm trying to think of who else he hated like pop music though.
But he produced for like Nirvana.
Yeah, and
so
one album, one artist of his I was specifically interested in, my friend told me about, was Rape Man. So I listened to Rape Man, and that was pretty good. So
what is that, a Neil Hamburger LP?
Yeah, it's a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Why? No, okay, we can't do that. And then, did you hear about the RFK Jr. Worm?
No.
Wait, really? He had like a worm in his head.
Wait, oh my God, I saw the tweets.
Okay.
I'll eat 6 worms if Trump debates me. Make it 7.
He's Neil Hamburger. Make it 7.
Neil F. Kennedy.
Well, yeah, so RFK Jr., here's just the headline, because we're not going to read it.
Dude, they're going to find any way to kill these Kennedys.
Oh, no.
Dead Kennedys. That's the name of the band.
Well, it was like a dead parasite. It was not even... he claims it ate some of his brain, but this was like years ago.
More than 1 billion people have parasitic worms. I've got to be one of them.
Me too. I'm kind of worried. Maybe I need to get my brain scanned. So RFK Jr. has worms, but he doesn't have them anymore. Don't worry, he's all good. But that still doesn't explain why he was dragging his ass across the stage at his rally the other night.
I didn't see that either.
Well,
is that a joke?
Yeah. Like, you know, when a dog has worms, it drags its ass.
God damn. See, this is why you need a better co-host.
No.
All right.
You just need to look me in the eyes when I tell my joke, so you can see the hope that's like...
Even if you... No, though I was 80% sure it was a joke, I didn't get the dog... yeah, but still. Okay.
But we've got... we're going back to the real schedule. Those were like breaking news. That's why they were like sporadic. Now we've got the real stuff. Ben Shapiro was on RFK Jr. Flip that, reverse it.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro and RFK met up to talk about politics. Now, Ben Shapiro is a little conservative. He's big conservative in spirit, but little in size.
Yeah.
RFK is big in all things personality, and he's going to lay it down on Ben pretty good here. I don't know if we know where we're going.
No, this is background video to just have. Ben is so like caked up, it's ridiculous. Look at his eyebrows. How are we supposed
big ass.
I know. Well, I thought caked up is makeup.
It might be, but I feel like it's taken on a new life with cheeks.
That's also probably true. Either way, Ben's cake.
His face cheeks.
His face cheeks are just caked up. I mean, he looks like a me. He looks like a Fallout 4 character. I don't know what else. He doesn't look real. He doesn't look like a human because he has so much makeup on, not because... Anyway,
we're on big teeth alert lately. Well, we haven't been talking about it. We do hair alert on this show a lot. We do what else? Plastic surgery, fake jaw movement. Matt Rife.
Basically, like Jimmy Carr. Watch.
I'm on teeth watch with Ben Shapiro because he showed his bottom teeth, which I don't know if he always does that, but they look more normal. If that makes sense.
So like he's had braces or veneers like Sagar.
Yeah, he had braces. I'm in on the Ben Shapiro had braces conspiracy.
The hair plugs, from braces to hair plugs.
He's not the only teeth person, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Not today, but it'll be there.
Someday, yes.
So what are some big takeaways?
That...
I got a big one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Ben Shapiro, at one point they're talking about all the crap that's in our food, all these hundreds of chemicals that are banned in Europe.
Yeah.
And Ben Shapiro's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Sounds like regulations incoming.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like regulations. It's like, that's how stupid conservatives are, that the first thing their brain goes to is like, is my freedom to shove high fructose corn syrup into my butthole
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like you're supposed to be, you're liberated in America because you can choose all the different types of poison to give yourself. But yeah, no, they can never, they can't like agree upon any rule, any instance where government regulation would actually be helpful. And I understand why they're opposed to government regulation, because they only think of it in their head of like, you can't do this. They never think of it as, you can't do this because of this. And the thing he wants is you can't put high fructose corn syrup in food. Why? Because it makes people fat and kills them. And they just go, wait, the government says I can't do something? Nope, that's wrong. I want to smoke marijuana at this trainee's wedding with my AR-15.
Well, not Ben, not the train part.
No, but he'll smoke marijuana with his AR-15.
That's true.
As long as I get to shoot Palestinian children.
Wow. I wonder what his face looked like the first time he shot a gun. Wow. There's that photo of him like in college when he has it holding a gun.
That like handgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good picture.
Wow, look at this thing I've got in my hand. It's a gun. It's a handgun.
Tell me when you take the picture so I can put it down. Ugh, so heavy.
RFK owns him though, because he's like, well, this is what we're going to do when I'm president. We're going to open up, I guess right now, like the NIH and all these other places that do the medical research.
Yeah.
They won't allow for research on a lot of this stuff, all these health problems that we have in America, diabetes and heart problems.
Yeah, that's a real thing too, because I watched a while ago like a documentary about sugar, and that's kind of the big thing, because the whole thing people say is like, well, there's no proof that sugar is bad for you, and that's because places like the FDA would not allow studies to be conducted on sugar. So if there's no study that's been done in the first place, they can say there's no evidence to suggest that it's bad. And the same thing with corn syrup. But
well, and so that's what he said. He's going to allow for that. I don't know exactly how you do that, but the point was, once that research starts happening, you can just start, we'd have a whole new industry of lawyers going out there suing these people. It'd be kind of awesome.
And it could set like a new precedent, because it only takes, I think he was saying, it only takes a handful of like lawsuits to kind of, set in stone, like, oh yeah, this is actually really bad for people to be consuming. And Ben kind of got schooled by RFK Jr. and he really tried to push him against like Russia, where, it seemed to me that RFK Jr. takes a little bit more of like an isolationist approach. Like he knows that China and Russia are our adversaries, but he doesn't think we should just get into wars with them for no reason. And Ben, he's kind of more of a warmonger, so he obviously pushes back and he's like, well, what about Ukraine and blah, blah, blah. Which like a few months ago, I'm sure Ben was like shitting on Ukraine, like all Republicans were. But now for some reason they like kind of like Ukraine now. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a development, but it came across in the interview when Ben Shapiro is now defending. I don't even know what his stance is really, but
I know.
Yeah, RFK makes a good point that China and Russia are probably not going to like militarily go after us. It's going to be an economic war, and that's why everybody here is stupid, because it's just China all the time. But they're just kicking our ass economically, and then they're going to take over. And that's what we should have been doing this whole time.
Right.
Is turning into China.
Where he was kind of talking, RFK Jr. was kind of talking about like the military industrial complex, since it's plays such a big part in American government, it's just building up the army. But yeah, it makes no sense. All we're doing is draining our money, building up the army for a war that's never going to be fought. Because China, like you said, they're just building up their economy. So then at a certain point, we will have spent so much money on other crap, then China can, you're right. That is when the real invasion happens. It's not boots on the ground, they're coming to kill us. It's their economy is much better because we wasted our money on stupid shit. And because we have to have like our foot in every single country ready to overthrow their government and for our own like purposes and whatnot.
If we just didn't waste all of this money on the military, we'd be way better off.
And that's a thing that conservatives love to say. They're like, well, America has the best army in the whole world. And like China and Russia have proven like you don't even need to have a great army to, not even like a super strong army to be effective as a country. There's other avenues. It was
a worm was in his brain.
Yeah. You're telling me a worm was, it was Ben talking to him. No, I don't.
What were the big disagreements from these guys? Ben doesn't like probably what? That he wants to save the environment. Oh, one of the comments was something about, this is just another California Democrat trying to pass Prop whatever nationwide, which was like the thing that banned like pesticides or something.
Oh, great.
It's just the conservative way of thinking. It's, any gripe. By the way, what's up with the magic rock in the back? You can't tell me magic is fake when all these sets always have some stupid rock.
This Talmudic Saturn.
Hey, I'm Jewish.
Magic rock. Sorry.
But it is the magic rock, and it is the black box.
This is my kidney stone.
It was weird when he had that black box.
Yeah, yeah.
that one set.
Yeah. It's like, come on, dude, don't play into it too much. Well, and then the black box said to me,
George Floyd, the video game.
did he? He all hell Nazi. Okay. That's a tease, a foreshadow. Did he say RFK Jr., did he say he was addicted to heroin?
Yeah.
Did you catch that? That was crazy.
No, I've known about that he had drug problems when he was younger.
I didn't know it was heroin. I said it last night to my wife, and she was like, really? And I was like, well, maybe I misheard it. But you know what he does say? He said he got off of heroin in 1928. That is what.
Yeah.
And I kept going back. I was like, did he say when he was 28 or 1928?
I know, but that should be really cool because if he wins the White House in 4 years, he'll be celebrating his 100th anniversary of kicking the heroin.
That's true, yeah. And people, they talk about like Obama, right? He was like, "Me, I did a little blow." And everyone misinterpreted that as he did cocaine, but he really blew men. He blew his husband is what actually happened. And people were like, wow, he's a cool president. And then here we have Requiem for a Dream, heroin junkie, RFK Jr., which we're even voting for. And we don't like former drug addicts like Steve-O, but we love RFK Jr., so.
Yeah, well, he doesn't go around talking about it. He just mentioned it once. I mean, the fact that was the first time you had ever heard about it, and I just read about it at one point, so I knew he was cool at one point. But then he started saving the planet.
Yeah.
You're going to not vote for this guy, people?
Seriously.
Because Trump made you happy once? We haven't officially decided who we're voting for.
Right. I've got in my head like an idea of like a slideshow we can make of the pros and cons of all of them, and
Yeah.
do you want to move on to the other, see how...
yeah. Let's see who else we might be voting for this
How's
November.
trouble? There's some trouble in paradise here with the American politics. So you watched Joe Biden sit in on the Howard Stern show.
That was months ago at this point, but I can try my best.
Okay. Well, I've got one clip. I mean, it's the one clip. So
It's
should we
the
just
one-
start
yeah.
there?
Yeah.
We'll do it like a, what's that show? I think you should leave skit. We'll start with the punchline. We'll work our way back. So here we go. This is the reason, if any.
I'm barely alive, but I'm barely breathing. I'm barely alive.
Sitting there fighting that battle. Respect for Marriage Act. What the hell is with people with this gay stuff? Who cares if someone's gay? How is it affecting anybody? People in love, it's good, right? Love is good.
My dad we saw two men kissing one another in Rodney Square when I was going in to get a license. I looked at him and he said, Joey, it's simple. They love each other.
That's how I look at it.
Oh my God. What has happened to these people?
I just don't even...
Can we do a little math? I know you probably have a point on this, but can we do some math? If he's getting his license, he's probably 15 and he was born in 1928, we'll say.
When RFK Jr. got off heroin.
And so in 1943, a couple of years before the war ended, that's when he would have saw it, I guess.
Let me see when he was actually born.
Actually,
No,
I think he
really
was born in 41. So in 1956, his dad told him, "They're simple, Joey."
42, 57?
Sure.
Okay.
That's crazy. There's no way.
Yeah, still. Well, they passed the It's Simple, They Love Each Other Act of 1955, so. Erase the 1957 stuff. Could you imagine when you're with your friend and you see another gay person? Like, what would you do if your friend turned to you and said, "It's simple, they love each other"? You'd like never hang out with them.
Yeah, but they're dudes.
Yeah.
In 1957, I can't take it out of the equation.
Two straight men seeing two gay men. It's like they would look at each other like... That's so gay.
No way.
Joey, it's simple. They fuck each other.
No one thought that in the 50s. You would have just been like, "It's simple. They're fruits, maybe."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, it's simple, Joey. They're fruits. My daddy sounded just like me. He said they're fruits."
It's simple. Don't accept candy from him. In that case, Joe, well, he didn't tell the full story. So his dad says, "Joey, it's simple. They love each other." And I said, "Dad, you're a faggot."
Another crazy thing about this interview is that Howard Stern is always psychoanalyzing his guests because he's undergone psychotherapy for years now. Psychotherapy.
La, la, la. I'm doing the...
I'm psycho in therapy.
What is this called?
Right now I'm dangerous.
I'm twirling my finger around my ear.
Oh, loco.
Cuckoo,
You loco.
clock.
Look at you, loco.
Yeah, he learns. He takes notes in therapy because, wasn't he going like 4 times a week? It's like something ridiculous like that.
I have to go 4 times a week. Right.
I mean, well,
Bill Maher.
Yeah. If you had to sit next to a black woman 5 days a week, I mean, you'd have to go to therapy too.
That's a joke he would have made at one point. Now he goes, "What? Why do people care? Just have a black person on the show. People are happy."
That's the point. That's the point, Robin.
So But anyway, so the point is, Howard Stern's always psychoanalyzing his guests because he goes to therapy. And it's always that they had some problem in their childhood with their father or their mother. Usually their father, because that's his trauma.
Yes.
Is that his dad told him he couldn't be the next Weird Al radio guy.
Yeah.
And with that hair, sure, right.
His dad's Bill Maher. Okay, you little faggot.
Nobody realized Howard Stern Mar. But Joe Biden, because he has to suck his dick the entire time, and Joe Biden, of course, doesn't even feel it because he's so old. Joe's got the greatest dad ever. So the whole time he's like, your dad must have been such an impactful person on you and stuff.
And I'm sure that I think Joe Biden probably liked that because it gave himself a chance to like use his brain and like, you know, he's thinking of memories that happened long ago, but it like gets the brain going.
No,
so he
there's
thinks
juices,
it's smart.
There's juices moving around in his brain.
Yeah, but I know what you mean because he really talks a lot about his childhood and dealing with like loss and stuff like that. And it's almost like Joe is in a way... I really do think, sorry, that was a little voice. I really do think that there was a, Howard views Joe Biden as kind of like a hero because he had some tragic stuff happen in his life, yet he persevered, much like Howard. So it's almost like Howard kind of views him as an equal. And that's it. It's like he only gets off on talking to people that he deems as superior as himself. And what's that say about Howard if only the president is as superior? For some reason, though, he like doesn't like Trump, which I think is just a suppressed, I don't know, maybe a suppression of something. Because you would think that they would still like be friends, but I don't know.
I mean, I've seen him give Trump credit that he used to be entertaining and stuff, but you're right, ever since he became president. But Howard got old. He got boomer brain. We talk about it on the show a lot. It's not a generational thing. You age into it.
Yeah.
You can try to avoid it. That's what we're doing. We're taking the Joe Rogan miracle drugs.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we almost got caught slipping. That one guy commented, they exposed us, said a bunch of 30-somethings who don't know what they're talking about.
You wish I was in my 30s. Wait till you see me in my 30s. I'm going to have it all put together.
Yeah. When my Brian Johnson medication comes in, dude, I will be 14. So I'll be talking about Risen in Ohio with Baby Gronk. So that's all I've got for this instance. We've got 2 more clips. This one is even... I mean, this one's pretty worse. Joe bisexual Juan Kenobi.
Oh, there's nobody I hate more than Mark Hamill.
I know. Do you remember when he did that stuff for Ukraine? Like we watched it like a year ago. I gotta derail this and show you because he looks so. Yeah, I pulled it up yesterday just to make sure I wasn't so gay. Look at this fucking Luke Skywalker ass. Like, well, hang on. At the beginning, he has this super. Yes. Oh, hang on.
I hate how serious he looks. Like he takes himself.
Look at that. Like he's literally gonna go fight Darth Vader.
That is the face he was making when they show him on the island in the like sequel trilogy, you know? When they cut to him and he's all serious. He's like, "Oh, Rey."
And he just like throws the lightsaber away instead.
Actually, that's where he is. He's on the island.
Yeah.
No, it's Hollywood's back there. Holy shit. So he just has a house right in front of the Hollywood sign, I guess.
Yeah, talk about fighting against elites and standing up for the little guy. Look at him. He lives right behind the wood sign. Well, this is wood because he's a homosexual, so...
Damn. Imagine, though, somebody tells you get the house in front of the Hollywood sign, you get the other side of it. Do you think there's 2 signs, a sign on both sides?
Oh, yeah, just to kind of balance it out. That would be funny. That'd be a good little skit. I thought this was Andrew Tate for a second. Okay, so here's what he had to say. He spoke with Joe Biden.
And this is the one they call Beetlejuice, or that was the Chicago black mayor from a while back?
That was the Chicago.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
No, this is Beetlejuice's sister, though, when he's like, "Don't talk about my sister." He's like, "Now, Beetle, let me ask you something."
That's why I love the idea. That's why they called the Chicago mayor. That's after the Howard Stern gig.
Now, Beetlejuice, let me ask you something. Would you hold hands with another man if it meant that your sister died and got to come back to life? Fuck no. Anyway, so here's this clip.
Guest, as you can see, Mark Hamill has decided to join us on this wonderful Friday, and I am really excited to turn it over to Mr. Hamill.
To Mr. Luke Skywalker himself.
How many of you had Mark Hamill will lead the press briefing on your bingo card? Hands? Yeah, me either.
Damn,
Why does he sound as fucked up as Michael J. Fox when he talks?
I know, yeah, he really stumbled through. How many of you thought I'm good on your bingo card? Hands up! It's like, I don't even know what you just said.
And I know I do this a lot, but it really bothers me that he looks like a pig and his name's Hamill. I know, I think I've even done that with him on the show.
I don't know if you have. That's funny.
No, I'm always saying people are pigs, but Mark Hamill, and he sort of has a piggy nose. I thought he was like a ham on Star Wars.
Yeah, he's like wrapped up like a deli meat too in all those robes and stuff. All right, let's see what he's...
And look, I just got to meet the president. He gave me these aviator glasses.
Fucked up eyes.
I love the merch. Love it all. But listen, I just wanted to say, no Star Wars questions, please.
If I didn't bring up Star Wars too, sir?
Well, you know, I called him Mr. President. He said, you can call me Joe. And I said, can I call you Joby-Wan Kenobi?
Wow.
I mean, gee, that's like, I don't even know. I said earlier in the week that was like a Tim Heidecker thing, but I don't even think he would say something that retarded, like jokingly.
You know what really made me mad too is during when they were making the sequel trilogy and he would shit on it, you know, like during the red carpet stuff, he'd be like, oh, another great movie.
Oh, yeah, Ray just magically learned the Force.
Right.
Yeah,
New
okay.
rule. If you're going to make more Star Wars movies.
I want to be Luke Skywalker.
But it really made me mad that he was totally irrelevant since Batman, the Joker, and then he's mad that the movie isn't good. It's like, you weren't going to be in anything the rest of your life anyway, you loser. Nobody cared about you anymore. I think that's true. I don't think he'd been in stuff.
No, I think you're right. And also, it's like, I mean, if you're Luke Skywalker, don't you have the leverage to be difficult on set? Because like you said, it's not like he's getting any other roles. So it's
Use the Force, Luke.
Yes, go out being difficult and make it, you know, I don't know, contribute enough to the movie to where, you know, it's better if you fucking cared about it so much, but you didn't. So, and that's the difference between like him and Harrison Ford. Like Harrison Ford's like kind of always hated Star Wars, but he collects the money. And I mean, you've seen those videos? Yeah.
No, I respect the way he does it. I don't like the way the Ham does it.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't like Star Wars. Well, because the story and blah, blah, blah. And like the other guy, Harrison Ford, I almost called him Harrison Hamill, is just like, what's a fucking Force ghost?
I asked if I could call him Joby-Wan Kenobi.
I asked if I could give him a Joe job. And he gave me these glasses for when he...
We can move on to really the person that should be running this country.
Yeah, this is
the other person we might vote for.
Yeah, the final person. Now this, you probably already know what it's going to be, but let's just flippity flap it.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country... we need you to be Mamala of the country.
Yeah, let that play again. Just so you guys heard that, right? She calls her...
We need you to be Mamala of the country.
Let it sink in.
Well, we got to go frame by frame because there's a certain... This is like... Okay, say what you got to say.
Well, that is some tight-lipped, like, fuck you, bitch. That's that face. That is the face. Man, you gonna be saying that about me.
Like, she's... This clip confirms that she's white because for a second there you can see the black trying to come out one last time to be like, bitch, yo, fucking white ass trying to call me mama, but she holds it in. She's white.
Why is it okay for another woman to say this, but the whole thing is like you can't ever make a woman feel like a woman in politics too? I'm not trying to do a whole conservative rant here.
Yeah, that is weird. Why does Drew Barrymore get the
You get to call
pass?
her. You get to call the one woman in politics mom, but I don't get to call AOC mommy.
I mean, seriously, yeah. Double standard, hypocrisy, what the heck? And same thing with Lauren Boebert, too. It goes both ways down the aisle. And here's, Drew Barrymore. I think it's because Drew Barrymore, she talks as if her jaw's like about to fall off, like she's a skeleton.
I know, it's always about to cry.
She's like, she has this 7-foot long couch, too, in her set, but she's somehow like sitting in the guest's ass every single time. And... I think also she gets the pass because what she just said was so profoundly retarded that it's like you can't even be mad at her. It's like a puppy throwing up.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if somebody hit me with Mamala, but there's no way Kamala, she's not really a punny person probably, but somebody's brought Mamala to her attention before.
She's been like, I don't like that. She didn't like that. Man.
So what do they do? How do they fix this situation?
Well, her mouth does not move. You see how her mouth is still, but her face is moving?
That's what wants to come out. No, I was just going to see how it played out. Do they hug?
As a woman who respects
that's
so
me
much
too.
and wants to share.
You're 50 years old. You should be confident already. You've been famous your whole life. You've always acted like that, a weirdo. And you broke Tom Green's heart.
Yeah, oh, that's right. She did. And also, is the audience so small that the audience shots can only be 2 guests like at a time? Is it really an audience of 6? I wouldn't be surprised.
Dude, did you see when, I may have this wrong, but Kelly Clarkson show in the same vein, she's just less insufferable.
I've seen snippets.
All of these daytime woman shows, I don't know who's really watching them. I find it hard to believe that like a 40-year-old woman's watching this.
I know. It also kind of makes you respect Ellen. You know, maybe next time there's a lesbian Nazi with cutthroat attitude, maybe we'll all think twice before we cancel her for what, being mean.
Yeah,
she was mean. She yelled at somebody. She wouldn't let the poor people talk to her.
You know,
I was gonna say, well, this is the alternative. Okay.
You know, with Ellen, I just thought of this, but I didn't just think of this, but I hadn't watched Suspiria, the Dakota Johnson thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when you showed me a while back the Dakota Johnson on Ellen, and I was like, that was literally like a scene out of the movie.
Yeah.
That was like her talking to, like, Tilda Swinton was her talking to Ellen.
Yeah. No, seriously. It is the same level of tension of like,
it's like, shit. You're going to tell me Ellen's not a witch? She's got everything she wants.
No, that's true. That is the exact aura that is given off. I mean, because I've rewatched that clip like a handful of times, and you just know it's like Dakota is swimming with the sharks. She's got a cut, and Ellen's hungry, but Dakota stands her ground and pokes her in the eye.
Yeah,
and,
she's the new headmaster. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Headmistress.
Did you like the remix of that movie?
Not as much as the original.
Yeah, the original was definitely better. I thought the ending was, I did like the ending in the remake, how you got to actually see the den and how like nasty it was, but I wouldn't trade it for like the beautiful colors of the whole.
Yeah, it's totally desaturated. It's like way worse.
And didn't Tom York did the soundtrack.
I didn't realize that makes sense though.
Tom York was the first dancer who tripped and fell. So he looks like most of the girls in that dance school.
I did spend probably 2 hours trying to figure out one of the girls from the dance school that never has a talking line. I found out who it was though. Nice. So good for me. I just wanted to see what her life was about. Okay. Oh, this is a change of pace. We're going from politics to poppy tarty movie. The Unfrosted.
Yes, we watched this. Let me get the movie poster up on screen just because I don't want to get in trouble with like.
If you've been waiting for comedy to return, this is your time to watch Unfrosted.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the person at work, he literally brought this up. Somebody said, I'm going to watch the Pop-Tart movie. And someone says, yeah, I've heard mixed things on it. Let me know what you think. Some people say that it's great that comedy's returned, and others think it kind of fell flat. But I was like, I wanted to grab him and be like, who fucking told you comedy's back from the fucking Pop-Tart movie? You idiot. What podcast did you hear that from? And just mimic it to the whole office. Anyway, sorry.
Like, listen to Goontopia if you're waiting for comedy to come back.
Yeah,
people.
Seriously.
But yeah, the Unfrosted movie, I had somebody at work tell me, because I walked into their office, I was like, yeah, I watched that stupid fucking Pop-Tart movie this weekend. And they're like, oh, I liked it. And they're like, I'd like comedy returned, and there's nothing too PC about it. There's nothing about trans or whatever. It's like, that's all you're worried about. And this is what makes me mad. It's like, there's been bad, naughty, awful content out. This is not it. This is not crossing any lines.
That is such an outrageous claim.
There's been that stuff, though, out there. You're just too stupid to look for it. And we're obviously talking about like Sam Hyde or $1 Million Extreme. Like those people figured out how to do it.
Well, even I Think You Should Leave. That's like a perfect example of like very funny stuff that's not political, and it's not trying to say that it's not political, because that's its own statement.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that people would even think that this movie had any merit whatsoever to it.
We're going to get into a larger point. This is a larger point even with the roast, the Tom Brady roast we're going to get into, but it's like people can't just let something be a moment in time. It always has to be like the turning point.
I know.
But then they'll also be the ones that always are the ones that are talking about the change that's happening. So if change is always happening, then why are they waiting to return to some state of like normal?
Right.
It's like, why things are always moving, stupid.
And normal is like, okay, back to normal, good. But they're like, whoa, has normal returned? And it's like, you're going against the thing that you're like fighting for but you don't understand it because you're stupid. And it's like, you don't even know what you like.
It's like people that are overcoming like depression or something. And they're just like, oh yeah, I'm not depressed anymore. I got to let you know that I'm not depressed anymore.
Yeah.
I've been doing these things to be less depressed. And it's like, okay, but now you're just the person that talks about how you're not depressed. It's like, why don't you just overcome, bro?
Exactly. Now you're supposed to be a normal person. So act like it.
So the Pop-Tart movie.
I loved it, honestly.
I bumped it to a 1.5. Oh, I shouldn't have blown my load on the rating. I bumped it to a 1.5.
I had low hopes coming in. I do not like Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld, I know I've ranted about him before, but like, fuck Jerry Seinfeld. He's so unfunny. He's so fucking stupid. I don't like him at all because everybody loves to like suck him off because he chose to end Seinfeld. Oh, he didn't want to sell out. He ended it when it was good. And then proceeded to make another show about comedians and cars getting coffee. That's Seinfeld. He used the same formula from the last show and went, oh, I can just fucking use this and copy and paste it for the rest of my works for the rest of my life. But all of you fall for the trick for when he chose to cancel Seinfeld as if that was some noble decision. But now he just does the same thing over and over. And that's why I don't like him.
Yeah, and I agree with you. He has done the same thing over and over again through the Curb finale, even, I guess. I didn't see it. But yeah, that's sort of his thing. He doesn't change a whole lot.
No.
Yeah, the jokes, it's just the thing with Seinfeld is I think when things are introduced into like pop culture, then everybody's mind opens up to it. So it's like once you had somebody making observations, everybody realized they could make an observation. You know, it's like you have all these little gripes throughout your day and you never really say anything about it. That's the 1950s man, you know?
Yeah.
His belt's too tight.
Yeah.
Okay, then Jerry Seinfeld comes out in the 60s or 70s or 80s or whenever. And he starts going the thing, you know, have you ever noticed your belt's too tight? Why do they do that with the holes in the belt? Why don't they make it more of like a sort of a gradual thing, like a gradient belt instead of like, you know, because you might be too fat for one, but then you're too skinny for the next loop.
And he'll say it in a way that's like, you know, one hole, it's like you're a balloon, but then the next hole, it's like you're a twig.
You're like, can I eat dinner? Okay, I'm not even going to do the voice. But yeah, you know, we don't have room for you anymore, Jerry. You're not doing anything new. We all know how to think like you. We kind of know, and that's just it. When something's introduced by him, you know where it's going to go right away.
Yeah. Two people just sitting there talking, and like one thing, and I hate, like I've told you this already, but it's like an episode of Seinfeld. They're like there's a new, I don't know, they're changing the golf ball to green, whatever. And he goes, the golf ball's green, the golf ball's green, the golf ball's green. And like, how is that comedy? It's just three different people saying the same thing over and in like a stupid show tunesy Jewy voice. And that's what I like really can't stand. And I hate to say, you know, Jewy, but it's like, I can't describe it.
I mean, it's the most Jewish show ever.
But then you have Curb, and that's like Judaism gone right. So,
yeah.
What was I going to say about this thing? Oh, well, the whole grift of Mr. Seinfeld doing this whole, like, you know, comedy, you can't talk about anything these days. Like, he was doing that on the press tour leading up to this movie. But it's like, even if you look back at his catalog, it's like, what is controversial about anything he's ever said? The joke about airline peanuts, or the joke where he's like, have you ever noticed that when you do laundry, it's kind of like all your clothes are dancing around in a club? It's like, you've never said anything controversial. You're known as the clean comedian. What are you even fucking talking about? It's like Jimmy Carr being like, oh, I'm waiting to get canceled. It's like, no one even cares about you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Jerry has always been further than the line ever got when these people wouldn't shut up about cancel culture.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that line was, it never even got close to where Jerry was his whole life through now.
It's like the people who think a civil war will break out at any moment. And they're like, I'm just waiting. He's like, oh, yeah, go ahead.
I cannot wait for that's going to happen in the next election cycle. And this is, again, we'll just predict things and they'll come true.
Yeah.
Next election, you're going to see. Doesn't matter who wins. You're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
When's the Civil War starting? I think there's going to be an uprising. Trump lost. He's going to start his own black government, shadow government. I had to think of it for a second.
And all of the African. I'll take all the black people. I won their vote.
Mara no go. That's a Mara no go.
Sorry, I gotta say a few things. So first of all, on the poster, this shows the two what.
I just can't forget one point, but go ahead.
Go ahead. No, say it.
I just, the fact that throughout the movie, the big thing is that there's some history about it, the Pop-Tart development, that's true, that there was a war for the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's other facts in there that that aren't real, you know? Like these mascots weren't just hanging around.
Yeah, yeah.
Corporate
Reunionizing
office.
and.
Right. So the lady I work with, she's like, yeah, I just loved learning a bunch of stuff. Like even the Mar-a-Lago thing, how it was started. What was the Mar-a-Lago fact? Do you remember it at the end of the
Like the CEO of one of these companies owned the Mar-a-Lago estate. Trump bought it from someone.
Yeah, and I go, and that what's funny about that is that's the one that goes actually true.
Yeah.
So like on the thing at the end of the movie, there's something about Mar-a-Lago, and it says started by this woman, actually true.
Yeah.
And she goes, I never even knew anything, stuff like that. Oh, even like the Mar-a-Lago thing. And I go, that was the only thing that was confirmed. It's like Steve Schwinn wasn't the guy that invented the Schwinn bicycle. That was for the movie. You know that, right? She didn't. But
And the movie was so disorganized. Like I didn't even realize that until you pointed out, you mentioned something about the Schwinn bicycle. And I was like, oh, that's the joke. But everything just moves in a weird, chaotic way. It was hard to even like follow. But like having Melissa McCarthy, tell me this. You're going to tell me, people who like this movie, you're going to tell me that Jerry Seinfeld still got it when he chose Amy Schumer to be like one of the co-stars in the movie. Okay, so Amy Schumer and Melissa McCarthy.
You'll be the hot one.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's what he made her, the hot
the
one.
hottest. Yeah, she is like the sex symbol. Yes, real comedic genius right here. Yes, look at this guilty look.
This guy makes me want to be a serial killer.
I know.
Well, that's what he's trying to do the whole movie, I guess. He is the serial killer. Did they make that joke at all? They had to have made a serial killer joke.
He goes, I like cereal, but I ain't no serial killer. He tries to sing the Garden Song. And then Jim Gaffigan down there, he hasn't been funny in like since he was a baby, King Baby. So no Hot Pocket spinoff.
Yeah, this Hugh Grant thing now where he just shows up as like a weird sidekick character, Oompa Loompa, Tony the Tiger. I don't know. Like, what's weird is I hadn't seen him in like 20 years, so this must be his thing. He just can't get a real role.
Yeah, he just got I'm sorry, I'm Tony the Tiger.
This should not have been a Netflix production. This should have been a Roku production.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting into my roast thing because we're getting closer to the roast. We're not there yet, but I'm getting to my little roast phase. This should have been on Roku.
Okay, yeah, it should have been on the Roku. And then they have Bill Burr. He's John F. Kennedy, which is like, he's still talking in the Boston accent. So he's like, dude, I'm John F. Kennedy. Later, I'm going to have sex with Marilyn Monroe when my black wife is not in the room. Made no sense.
Yeah.
Fun prompt, though, like do a Bill Burr impression as JFK. But outside of that, and my wife didn't even realize it because he had a wig on, he had hair. So it was just like how many people can they shoehorn into this to make it funny or what, to reference things. That's really all it was. Same thing with John Hamm. They have John Hamm and he's doing a Mad Men skit. Oh, why? Because Mad Men was funny and it took place in the 50s. And it's like, there's nothing new. There's nothing that's being said. It's just, you recognize this, right? Here you go. And now we're supposed to pretend like Jerry Seinfeld is the king of comedy and he's not. Okay, that's my rant.
He ain't the king of comedy, but you showed me his Pop-Tart stand-up, right, too? You've seen him do stand-up on the Pop-Tart?
No.
Oh, I thought you had told me about it, so I didn't bring
Brian
it back
Regan,
up.
he did a bit on Pop-Tarts.
No, Jerry's done a Pop-Tart bit. So not only could he not come up with an original idea, it's just that he's been thinking about it since he came up with a stand-up bit 5 years ago.
That's very telling, yeah.
It's old. Look up when he did the stand-up bit.
Okay, so
9 years ago, at least. 2012. So
this is 49 seconds.
So that was like what? How long was 2012? Like
12 years ago. Yeah. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah, just so you can see, because it's like, again, we always work backwards.
Rectangle in the same shape as the box it comes in, and with the same nutrition as the box it comes in. Once there were Pop-Tarts, I did not understand why other types of food continued to exist. My mother would continue preparing meals. I would go, Mom, what are you doing? Don't you see that it's over? 2 in each packet, 2 slots in the...
Okay, so we like
The point is, I guess he has talked about every basic thing in the world, maybe, but still, he's been thinking about Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, no, that point still stands. He thought of like 50 things. He's like Ariel Pink, where Ariel Pink wrote all his songs like in his 20s, but then he hid most of them, and then it seems like a lot of his music is new, but he just kept it from the public. And but he showed his whole deck of cards to everybody, and then he's just re-showing them to new generations. He thinks we won't fall for it, but we know what he's doing.
Oh boy, yeah, Melissa McCarthy wasn't funny,
but she was hot.
She was definitely the hot one. She had some cool outfits. What was the other deal too? They were competing with posts. Is that a fun fact from the movie?
Yeah.
And we got the SNL people. Oh yeah, that was one of the early jokes, and it was. You know, do you want to split your pay between 4 people? Snap, crackle, pop, and wham.
Yeah,
or something.
That was the beginning of the union uprising.
And remember, that's how we know comedy's back, because there wasn't anything about trans in there. There wasn't anything about gay in there. It's because he made Snap, Crackle, Pop, and Wham, something we've all thought of. What if there was a 4th brother in the Rice Clan?
What if the band Wham joined the Rice Krispie treats? And I just can't believe it. So people are so stupid.
What is the thing on the front? That's the guy that got blown up.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Sorry, the guy that first eats a Pop-Tart dies.
Yeah, and
that was actually a true part of the movie. That was real life.
Yes, they put the little actually true retard on the screen.
That's
so
how
we
knew. I knew it was true.
I don't know what the cow is. Oh, the fart scene.
Oh my. That made no sense. At one point, what was he doing? He was spying. He was doing something wrong. He was out of place.
The milk mafia.
The milk mafia comes for him.
Which makes no sense because it's like, oh, you're trying to make another breakfast food compatible with milk.
Yeah.
It wouldn't the milk mafia love Pop-Tarts?
Yes. Yes, you're 100% right about that. I hadn't even thought of that. No. You're making a damn good point about the milk mafia.
And one more thing. No,
and it was because the milkmen were unionized at one point.
Something like that. Or they're the mafia, right? It doesn't even matter.
But Jerry gets in trouble for trying to get rid of milk. So they kidnap him or something. He shows up at their facility and they make him walk through like a stable of a barn.
Like a long hallway.
A long barn hallway of cows.
Farting.
And they're all farting. And he goes, ugh.
And it is kind of funny how he thought like that was the word. Because the next scene of him returning from that, he acts like he got raped, you know? He's like,
I know.
You'll never believe.
But all he had to do was walk like 50 feet through, probably like 100 feet through a thing.
Yeah, and it's like...
I thought he was trapped in there.
Right.
That would have been like, total... That was the turn that movie needed to take.
Yeah.
Was him being kidnapped and the Pop-Tart saves his life.
Oh, yeah. There was one, like a Pop-Tart that came to life. Yeah, here, I'll show you.
Yeah, my God. He's got to be in the poster.
Yeah, and it could have...
so this is sort of a Rick Glassman kind of sidekick.
Yeah. It could have saved him in the end, but it didn't. What else was
What was that, though? Ravioli come to life?
Something like... Yeah, like the Nazi made it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, keep an eye on this guy. Yeah,
He's in the walls.
So I guess that really was a big middle finger to wokeism. So you can have a Nazi in the movie. That's never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
So
is there anybody you're sad wasn't in it? Miranda sings, Larry, David.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Larry, David.
he was like, I'm not going to be in this stupid shit.
What?
Yeah. A fucking that's so stupid.
Yeah.
George Costanza Jason Alexander. And Kramer, yeah. He tries like the Pop-Tart and just turns racist and does the thing. You know what I hate actually now? So that clip has been on YouTube for like 15 years. And it's a staple. Because you and I have seen a lot of podcast duos that have like the same subscriber count and a little bit more than us. They all have a clip of them reacting to it. Mark Normand and Sam Morrill. That's
Moral Oral.
Yeah, Moral Oral.
Can I have Moral Oral? Or can I give more oral?
I'd like to give more oral, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi, it's Sam giving more oral.
And Mark Nomad, because he's got no home.
I'm just gonna give some more oral. Yeah, dude, I was doing something, and I have a deep voice, and it sort of makes me seem like I don't care about things, but at the same time, I love giving more oral.
But they all have a clip of being like, well, is it just me, or now it's Sylvester Stallone, is that clip of Kramer crazy? And then someone goes, but dude, you gotta look at the one where they're on Letterman and like they try to apologize. It's like, we've all seen it. It's like if you said, have you seen Gangnam Style? And I was like, well, you gotta check out Nyan Cat. It's like, shut the fuck up. Can we move on with our lives? Why do we have to revolve our lives around the same 5 clips as podcasters? We can do better.
Okay, I was hoping you were going to pull that up, actually. No, I'm just...
But without further ado...
No, it's true. And when we run through things that other people have run through, we're totally blind to it. And we're not giving anybody else that pass. Yeah. Because they know. That's how they learned about it.
Exactly, yes.
So, and that's something that just resurfaces every like 3 years. So you don't miss something like that. That is Unfrosted. And wait for the sequel, Frosted, when they finally add frosting to it. No, they do that in the movie at some point.
Yeah.
I think. He talks to kids in trash cans. There is one scene where he's talking to somebody in a truck and he's like, "Goo," and they're like, "Goo." And I thought making him say "goon" would be a good edit. So if somebody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Crazy commenter guy that can't have his comments stay on YouTube. You know who you are.
Yeah.
We're speaking to you through the walls, dude.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're actually speaking to somebody real.
He commented, we name dropped him like in an early episode, and he commented like, "Oh my gosh, like couldn't believe you guys name dropped me. It made me so happy." Or like it was very positive.
We really appreciate the support.
We do. You are a #1 fan.
But you're not doing your job if you're not telling like at least 2 more people.
That's true. So mom and dad, just in case. So do we want to rank our Pop-Tarts now? That's where we can
Now, here's the thing. You found a tier list. On God, thank you. I didn't even double check. I knew there'd be one for sure because people are stupid, and we're about to get real fucking retarded. You can say retard again. Comedy's back.
Comedy's saved, dude.
Dude, comedy's back. People are calling each other.
Shane Gillis said retard in the safest way possible. We're so back.
Yeah, he totally, he couched it by saying retards are happy. And then the other side of that couch, I guess, was I have a retarded cousin. So he totally saved himself from any retard hate.
He said the word gay too. Dude, it's so, we can say what any.
I want to make an edit of, do you remember the Marley and Marley and Sean, the Down syndrome
Mm-hmm.
cooking guys, of them remember them watching Theo talking about them, but
Mm-hmm.
instead put that Shane Gillis clip. And it's like, he's actually really funny.
I love him. Honestly. Honestly, I love him.
Dude, Wado.
Dude, I fucking love
Dude,
this.
whoa, are you eating Pop-Tarts?
Okay, so we got to get into this.
Yes, we
got
do.
this
We're
Pop-Tart
doing
list.
horrible on time.
First, do you want to know what we're at? We're at 50 minutes. So this might be a twofer. Let's see. So this one is cherry. I'm going to put cherry.
This is tough because, wait, I have my own opinion.
I know. Well, I'll say mine on this one, and then you say yours, and then we'll discuss.
Okay, but you're going to get to have the visual representation, and I don't.
No, we will both agree on where it goes on the
Okay,
list,
it's going to
just
meet,
like the Family
meet
Guy
in
one.
the middle sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think cherry's an A.
I think cherry's an A. Love it.
Look at that.
Potential S, but A, because it may be the best fruit, but we'll see.
This one here, this is it's kind of hard to see. They didn't pick proper pictures.
Chocolate chip.
I don't know. That one's like I would say that one's a B. For an unfrosted Pop-Tart, it is the best one.
Yeah. Let me throw the next letter out first
Go
because
ahead.
I don't want to just be a follower.
Okay.
B for sure. I agree with you 100%. And you know why? I didn't like it that much as a kid, and I have never bought it once as an adult. So the idea that I'm moving it up doesn't make any sense, but I can tell you what, that super chocolatey fuck, I'm still going to rank it high, but not as high as I was going to when I was a kid. So it's sort of like a meeting in the middle. The super chocolatey is going to move down a little bit for me. The more normal chocolate kind of moves up.
Okay. So this one's a C. Is that what you're saying, this one?
It could still be a B. What is that? S'mores or
No, that's the super chocolatey one.
Oh, right.
Chocolate fudge.
I'm gonna go a solid B on it. I think it's still damn good.
And we'll put these in order. So this one is better than this one.
Yeah.
Okay. The cinnamon roll one, I vaguely remember eating this one. Did you ever have that one?
It's not good.
You didn't like it?
Mm-mm.
I feel like I have. Well, maybe there's another one that I'm thinking of because
there's one that's king of this genre.
Okay. Okay.
And it's not it.
All right. Let me.
He is not him.
He is not that guy. Okay.
I'll tell you who is him. Him is about to be S tier, but we'll get to him.
Okay. So where should we put this one then? I'm impartial. I'd say D.
No, I love C.
I agree.
We'll see because D's nuts are going to be in your mouth in 2 seconds because you never know how things are going to get pushed around.
Yeah.
I think we got some shitty ones toward the end actually. So.
Okay. This one is the cookie dough one. That is what I was thinking of. I would put it. Where do you stand on this?
I wasn't a big fan. It's not bad. It just was just not it for me. I probably lower C or D, honestly.
Yeah. But you viscerally disliked this one. So should this go to
I think
D?
I like, yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. And now we had this one to celebrate the Pop-Tart movie.
I didn't try it.
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
It is I would put it in a B.
Or is that the one I had?
The black and white one? That was the first Pop-Tart in the movie. It was black and white.
I had a big cookies and cream phase in general when I was like 12.
I will throw this one to the back of the B.
Okay.
Back of the bus.
All right.
I've never had this one, so I can't wait.
Sort of a Homer Simpson donut and what else?
Chocolate cookie.
Can you read it?
No.
It's on your screen too.
No, it's not.
I could not read that. So if you guys are wondering where I was bent over trying to see on this tiny
frosted sugar cookie and frosted brownie batter.
Oh, I'm a brownie boy, but splitting those in half in one thing. I get one of each in a package, but could my mouth even handle it? I've never had it. Do we need a new tier list for never had?
No, we just won't put it on the list. Well, first of all, though, is it one of each Pop-Tart per pouch, or is it split down the middle, two-face style?
That's what I just said. I think it is split down the middle. I was saying, can you handle that? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It looks good.
Yeah.
I love brownie, but I don't know that I want the other baby batter, whatever the hell it's called.
As a kid, I definitely would have fallen for this and loved it just for the gimmick. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we just leave it off since we don't?
I would say so.
Okay.
We don't want to be phonies.
Blueberry. Blueberry is I would probably put it, I'd say B.
It's got to go to the top of B though. I think it's better than those others, but I don't know because I feel like I'm gonna trend more toward my favorite being fruit, and you're gonna be more like a chocolatey psycho. Like I'm a crazy because you get some chocolate in, you start acting crazy.
Okay,
it's true, and anybody will vouch for me that you're like one of these people that gets sugar and you start going.
I don't know. Okay, anyway,
ask your wife.
Okay,
ask your wife.
I'll call her. We'll call her. I just feel like it's maybe one of the lesser of the fruits.
I do too, but we've only got one fruit up there.
That's true. Give me a second. I need to really think about
strawberry's
this.
not going to go very high for me.
Yeah,
I think strawberry's the worst between cherry, blueberry, and strawberry.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think if we put it on B, it should be the top of B or the back of A.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it fruity up top. And I mean, brown cinnamon sugar, I got to say S. That's an S tier.
That's the one I was saying. He is him, brown sugar cinnamon.
Yes.
Cinna him.
S for cinnamon. So what is this one here? This
Ew,
is the
does that say
raspberry.
Explowberry? Oh, raspberry. I thought it said explodeberry.
I got to be honest. I don't think I've had this one.
You know what's weird?
What?
Is I've had something raspberry recently. No, I had the Coke. I had the Dune Coke that isn't really sponsored by Dune. The Coke spiced, and I bought it. And I thought it was going to be Coke Spice, like from Dune.
Oh, that's funny.
It was raspberry. It's like a raspberry Dr Pepper.
Ew.
Yeah, but I bought it twice, so but not again. But
just to make sure it was that bad.
Yeah, really, that was what I was doing. So I haven't had it. I don't think.
Okay, and now strawberry.
Ooh, C.
I agree. It's bland. Have you ever also like accidentally bought strawberry thinking you bought cherry, then you realize it's strawberry? Dude, it sucks.
Because then you see the white frosting, you go, this better be fucking blueberry.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be cherry, this better be blueberry.
At least.
Ah, shit, I bit into it. It's a big old thing,
Strawberry jam.
Strawberry jam.
And I don't like Animal Collective.
I wasn't a big fan of this one, Hot Fudge Sundae. No. If you want to put it high, you can. I think we are now realizing a two-person tier list kind of doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have our
we
own
have to
taste.
agree. We're agreeing on one.
Sure, but the bracket is more of like a concrete, like, fight to the death. You know, this is like...
I know. Well,
we can't really put an average on it.
That's true.
This to me is C, but if you want to make a
agree.
case for B, then...
No. Have you ever had these ones? Simulations.
Ooh.
They were not good. I will say this one I've had...
Then put them at the bottom. I haven't had them, but I'd just say,
okay,
I trust your judgment. I don't think I'd like them.
Shit them out on the bottom. I haven't had these ones either, the fucking flamers. Let's get through the s'mores. I'd put s'mores up at, honestly, B, back of B. Maybe like right here in B.
It could take the cake. Wait, because what's the first one there? That's the chocolate chip. And the first one in B is chocolate chip. I like s'mores. Like a fucking retarded kid. I like s'mores.
I like totals.
Yeah. I like s'mores.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't put it first on B just because what I love about the chocolate chip one is the simplicity of the flavors, where I feel like the s'mores, I remember as a kid, my teeth would hurt when I would eat them because they were almost too sweet.
Okay. So we'll just put it behind that. Okay. I think that could be a good compromise. I probably like it a little bit more for people that are, big Steven heads.
This one, I mean, oh fuck!
Wait, did you skip a bunch? You skipped all these.
I haven't
gay
had.
ones.
Have you had?
I've had strawberry milkshake. I've had that one.
I may have had that before. I don't remember. Where should it go?
I'll let you pick. Awful. It tastes like Pepto.
Okay. And now here we go. We've got.
This was a sick thing they did, and I guess this was the original, wasn't it?
Must be, yeah.
Unfrosted, the movie.
Yeah, the movie didn't tell us if it was actually true, so we couldn't, believe it. But I mean, these, in my opinion, should go in front of the experimental ones, but still be maybe in the D tier.
Yes.
Because I just remember sometimes my dad would get these ones because he knew I wouldn't eat them.
Well, and also I like with a Pop-Tart, you can go cold or hot, sort of like a sub.
Yeah.
You have that choice, cold or hot. And I like that you can say that. With those, I don't think you do cold. I think you can eat an unfrosted Pop-Tart cold. You don't bite into a center of a cold Pop-Tart without having something else on the outside. And then wild berry. Ooh, oh wait. Sorry.
We got this one, this last.
I'd like to try it. Strawberry milkshake was a flake, but vanilla milkshake could be something.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had it either. The cum one. Should we just skip it? Or
we'll skip it if we haven't had it.
Yeah, wild berry.
This one was a later edition of my childhood, I feel like.
I feel like do you remember those Pop-Tart commercials? It was always the Pop-Tart, like the hand-drawn ones. They always depicted the wild berry one, I feel like. And I always wanted to try it, and I never got to until I went to New York at like the Pop-Tart factory or whatever. That was the first time I had it. And Jerry Seinfeld was there.
The Pop-Tart factory?
It was something like that.
What do you mean? Did you go to the Hershey factory, you mean?
No, it was like its own building, a Pop-Tart building.
Okay.
It was like a Pop-Tart bar.
Okay.
Something like that. But have you had this before?
No, but I've been to the Hershey factory. No, I haven't. I've had this. Yes, I've had the wild berry. Yeah, I was a big fan of it. I got to say I'd have to see. It's one of those things, though, it's novelty enough that you don't buy it all the time. And so it can't compete with strawberry, blueberry, so it's not A tier enough.
Right.
I'd say we just throw it behind s'mores.
Okay, I agree.
because I didn't like it as much as s'mores. You haven't had it. It's wild berries. It's worth a try.
It is. Well, I have had it, but
And so alone stands brown sugar cinnamon
as the king.
He is the king. Now, can we look up when brown sugar cinnamon came out?
Yeah.
Because in my head, I have a few of these from my childhood. When in my head, things came out when I was a kid, but they're actually around forever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything like that? There has to be.
Maybe like Fruit by the Foot or something.
And that's probably been around since like the 30s.
Yeah. When did it come out?
And that's the kind of thing too, where I go, oh, it just was invented when I was 12, because I had only had the fruit ones before.
1967. Sorry, I was reading this. That is when it came out.
No,
Brown
that's
cinnamon sugar. No, it says with 4 flavors.
All right, I see it.
Okay,
but it's medium, so I don't know. You know when people did that with people do that with Wikipedia, but it's Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything else to say.
But it's a medium. So there's our list on the Pop-Tarts.
Show it again and save it.
Yeah,
we have to save it probably for a clip or something. That's a Pop-Tart rating. We've got to be doing so bad on time. We've gone an hour. After the Pop-Tart movie, Katt Williams is on. And I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Netflix is doing all this live stuff. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't even have Netflix until like a week ago because it's one of those things. I just don't want anything on it, so why would I pay for it?
I was going to say, now they're doing this live event thing. We learned about it at the same time. I thought the first live event was the Jake Paul fight. I thought that was going to be their first time trying it out. But we get this Katt Williams special. So, of course, we click on it. And here's his voice. His voice is really the takeaway. We just could not believe he would talk like this.
It was perfect.
Hold on. You could be an influencer. And get this. You could be an influencer and not influence a motherfucker to do a goddamn thing. You could be an influenceless influencer. Believe in yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the entire thing. He always thinks he's on the cutting edge, and he's just been living under a rock for 10 years. I mean, no, that is not an original take. People have made the observation that influencers are actually not influencing anyone to do anything. They're just hot people online, or they have ad deals or whatever they've become famous for.
And, well, to give him credit, have you ever heard that take sounded like that before?
Oh,
no
that
one,
voice?
Yeah, no one has ever been like,
no.
And they're turning the kids gay. Like, dude, it was crazy. I could not believe it. I mean, you said something that was pretty insightful about it, if you remember.
No, I'll let you steal it from me because I don't remember.
Okay, you were saying that back in the day, he would use that tone to kind of like enhance his bits.
Now he's just permanently defaulted into that because he doesn't know how to hit that climax of a joke.
Yeah.
Climax coming of a joke. So now he's just he relies on that voice. He's just stuck in it. And stuck in neutral.
By the way, this is there's no zoom on the camera. This is how short he is too. So
what else did he talk about?
I don't even remember.
I mean, he kind of alludes to some of the things he talks about on Rogan. I mean, or just the way he talks in general about, his Anunnaki. He's like, man, they be telling me I watch all these things about spaceships and shit. I just want to know. Last time I checked, the opposite of woke is asleep, you dumb.
Yeah. And the last... Yeah, I can't do it, sorry. Time I checked, woke meant you was asleep.
Yeah.
And
they're slaves for heroin.
Why
does Katt Williams always say jokes about heroin? Being woke. Slave. Whoa, you're asleep to woke. All right, that was bad.
Why did Katt Williams do another boring stand-up special? Well, to get a gold-plated door for the mouse hole he lives in, because he's a midget.
I just hate people that think about the English language for 2 seconds and then think they have an insightful thing to say, like woke being the opposite of asleep. It's like, yeah, no, that's why it was called woke to begin with.
Yes.
Right, but now it's used pejoratively because it's about people that are to whatever. It's not that everyone's not aware of the fact that woke is being used in a sarcastic way.
Yeah, they
When you
really
call someone woke.
Like he started in the middle of like, oh, woke is liberal. Woke only must mean liberal. Therefore, I mean, it's literally the Tim Heidecker, like, folks, we got to do something about the English language. It keeps getting us into trouble.
And he says that this, a part of his influencer thing, this is a larger point of him talking about how you can do anything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But then he goes on, he has like a whole bit about how this blind football player, he's like, should he even be able to play? Mm-hmm. He's blind, people.
He can't see.
So if you can't see, aren't you just telling him he can't do something? Like, it's just, the premise did make sense, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes black comedy really good, is they always tie it back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really all comedy, now that I think about it.
Yeah, but the whites took that from the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
well,
really
they invented
a rap.
jazz, and comedy really is a form of jazz.
Yeah, with the way it freely flows. I found it to be weird. Yeah, he did kind of do a Zoomer edition of a stand-up special. He was like showing YouTube videos. So it's like if he didn't have a joke, he'd be like, take a look at this. Look at this. Times, guys, I tell you, brothers and sisters, that times is so good you can be the younger brother and bite your older brother's finger. And he plays like Charlie bit my finger, and that's like the whole special.
Yeah, no, he showed some really old clips. He did show a meme from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, he plays, he pulls up the gif of like
I hate that,
Rafflecopter.
though. I mean, that's just, how bad are you at comedy that you're relying on visual aid? I mean, you've been making fun of Carrot Top all these years.
Yeah.
And he's been relying on gags and props.
And then here he comes.
And you get a giant screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they did this in the roast too, because there's more Netflix coming up from us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't understand this relying on screens to do your job for you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to paint the picture. You're the one with the microphone using words. Now draw with your...
No, seriously. I mean, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just laziness, and they think they've got to release a special.
I mean, what is
every
this
year.
Rob Dyrdek ridiculousness?
Yeah, he's got that huge. He's got that huge laptop out, which, by the way, for Cat Williams would be a normal size laptop, and yeah, he'd be walking all over the buttons, and yeah. So yeah, we'll end on this Netflix.
It'd be
thing.
like Tom Hanks in Big. You'd be dancing.
Yeah,
is that
on
the piano one?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
getting that mixed up?
You're thinking of Philadelphia.
See, because of the Office sketch or whatever. Even though I'm not pulling an Office reference, I still got screwed because there's a joke about that. So.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah, something.
Like he mistakes Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it! Wow.
No, I fell for it in recounting it, so I wasn't trying to trick you.
No,
but
it's okay.
We both got duped. By the way, because we are going to hear about this a lot, Office reboot, new Office show.
Oh, that's confirmed?
Confirmed. It's the original guy, and it's somebody that worked on a show we like, maybe. So it's maybe not going to be bad. Oh, the Nathan For You. Somebody that worked on Nathan For You is going to be on it. We'll see.
Gotcha.
Probably not. But comedy's back, so The Office can be edgy again. Because you hear it all the time. You couldn't make The Office today, even though everyone in the world watches it on Netflix every day.
Yeah. Well, did you hear what it's going to be called? It's going to be called the Gay Retard Office. So
I thought we were done with this woke crap, man. I'm Mark Hamill, and I'm pissed. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm Mark Hamill.
If I could use the Force to force wokeness away,
I'd forcibly remove your pants. Okay, what do we have next?
The roast of Tom Brady.
All right, we'll try to make this quick, although I probably had more to say about this.
Well, let's talk about it at normal pace, and then we can just transfer everything over to next week.
So I thought it was a good roast. How much of it did you watch?
Only what we watched together.
Okay, so 10 seconds of it. No, you watched, I showed you, I think, the two best people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, what were takeaways? It was 3 hours, so it was a little too long. The big thing with this is that everybody's like, comedy's back. Everybody, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You can say whatever you want again. Instead of just enjoying this moment where white people were making fun of black people people making fun of white people, making fun of gay, making fun of suicide. It was all fun.
Yeah.
You know, when I was watching it, I wasn't for 1 second thinking, oh, this is just, it's the cure.
Oh, comedy's back. Yeah. Like that, yeah. No, it was good. It was very funny. And I mean, we're going to build up to the Tony part, obviously. But there were a plethora of the podcast infected brained comedians going up on stage. Yes.
Bert and Tom were the worst. They were the worst by far. All the other comedians held up. And even though Schultz sucked, Andrew Schultz, Schultz, I'm putting the T in there. You like that?
Yeah, I do.
We're just throwing a T in.
Dude, bro, that is so cool. Can I sit next to you at the next roast? I don't even have to do a comedy. I just want to sit next to you like I do on Flagrant.
Damn, dude. Ann Coulter and Vivek at the next roast.
Oh my gosh. That clip. Maybe we'll play that later or something.
I honestly, though, spent like 20 minutes just making her neck longer yesterday. I was just photoshopping her neck even longer.
That's awesome.
Giraffe bitch.
Yeah.
No, fuck. What were we talking about? Bert and Tom were they... So you had a good point about Bert. I'll let you say kind of Bert's...
You're going to give me...
Bert was so drunk.
Oh, okay. He was so drunk.
How drunk was he?
During Tony's special that, like, you could tell and we'll play the clip too. You'll tell he let himself go. And well, I'll wait for that once we play that clip. But the thing about Bert and Tom, here we were shitting on comedians relying on slideshows. They're the only comedians in that whole night of the roast where they fully relied on the slideshow. And it's actually up on Netflix, is a YouTube channel. They allow this to be up for free. I'll just show you because
it's free.
Yeah, it's free. And
ooh, this is bad,
dude. It's
at least the part when they first show the first photo.
Into one more opportunity.
I'm reading a teleprompter.
Yeah. 69 minutes.
You are such a fucking whore.
Look how much he's shaking.
I know.
Thank you for inviting us to celebrate the GOAT WG.
GOAT WG?
Greatest of all time white guy.
You're a professional comedian.
Fuck you.
Thank you for like Tom has no charisma at all.
No.
Wait,
which Tom?
Segura.
Okay, I didn't make sure that Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, I was thinking Myers.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us. And also, it would have been greatest of all time Wigger, not WG. That ad, because the whole time I'm like, goat.
By the way, why does his jacket and pants not match? What is he going to a fucking derby? The Kentucky Derby?
I know. Yeah, was
that some cool outfit you put together? Match, dude.
Seriously.
If you're gonna wear a suit. Look at Bert. He's got that. Literally is like a TJ Maxx fucking suit.
God, he looks so Chinese.
That is not even a fitted suit.
Netflix was hoping some trans amputee skier was popular enough to do
this. Comedy's back.
Yeah.
Hey,
welcome back.
Hey, he said trans and nobody canceled him.
And even baseball, once America's pastime, isn't even played by Americans now.
Coño, no puedo creer que nos han quitado nuestro fuego.
Yeah, okay. And Tom
that's bad.
Well, no, that's really funny because for us insiders who watch Two Bears, One Cave, we know that Tom actually speaks Spanish, so that was actually very easy for him to do. Fuck him. Fuck them. They're so stupid. They're so done. It's ridiculous.
They did not pull their weight. All the other comedians did fine. Even Schultz had a few moments. I'm going to give him credit.
Yeah.
But we're really going to give credit to somebody that deserves it, and it's somebody that we hate. We hate this guy, but we're looking at him in a new light because he took advantage of this moment. And this is a moment of a lifetime. This was the moment that he passed Joe Rogan on Google Trends, I checked, for the first time ever.
That's awesome.
And here's Tony. We're going to give him credit. I don't know how much we're seeing of this, but
Tony C. Hinchcliffe.
Gronk, you look like the final boss in George Floyd, the video game.
There we go.
Jeff is so Jewish, he only watches football for the coin toss.
All right, so, well, I'll pause this to say this. Now, guys, for this next part, focus. When he walks near Bert, just keep in mind, watch Tom.
Remember, because he's roasting everyone.
Yes.
He's roasting everyone. Just watch him go through the list.
Bert Kreischer is a king.
They cut
He
it.
looks like if the Tiger King and the Liver King only ate Burger King and had a liver that looked like Martin Luther King got beat up by Rodney King.
Okay, sorry, a couple things. Yeah, so you see the swing about to come out. The thing I was saying about Bert, you know when you're drunk and you're trying to prove to yourself that you're actually not drunk, and so you kind of do these little like, no, I can still like count and whatnot. So Bert does that while Tony is reading from the prompter. Bert is like in his head, I'm not drunk. I can read the words on the prompter. But he doesn't, here I got to zoom out to zoom in. He doesn't realize, like wasn't any help. He doesn't realize that everyone can see his mouth moving with the prompter. So he thinks he's fooling everyone.
And he laughs before the final punchline.
Yeah,
He starts to keel over.
He told Leanne that he wasn't going to drink. And she's like, she's got no idea that I've had a few too many drinks.
No idea.
Here we go.
Looked like Martin Luther King got beat up by Rodney King.
Yeah.
And how about the
they did cut him kicking his butt. There it is.
Yep.
Now, who's behind Tony? Who doesn't get talked about? Who didn't get talked about all night, which is kind of crazy. He got to do a silly little presentation with his fat friend Bert, but dude didn't get to talk, didn't get addressed once. Get addressed once.
Tom Segura.
And I know Tony is, he's a drama queen. I often call him the evil stepmother from Cinderella. He sort of reminds me of that energy.
Of course.
And he knows that Tom's having a shitty time and he's a loser and he's a bum. He's never had him on Kill Tony. Yes.
Yeah. Not once. And
he stands right in front of him and doesn't say anything about him. And what's crazy is maybe 3 jokes about Bert all night, but still none about Tom. But they're kind of just there at the end. Nobody really likes him that much.
No, they really don't. And it is such a power move because Tony is a midget, but even he's tall enough to stand in front of Tom and completely obscure him. You don't even know. And people don't know this too. I found a behind the scenes video of it. Tony's farting the whole time. So he's just farting right into Tom's mouth. And yeah, I don't know. Andrew like grabs Tony's ass like numerous times and like spanks him and like kicks his butt while he walks over to Bert or after he walks over to Bert to stand in front of Tom. It's a little ridiculous, but...
Oh, and by the way, everybody that says comedy's back, even though I said just don't view it as a continuum, don't just think they have to reach some sort of point in time. This is all going to go downhill. This was the most fun these things are ever going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be Santino and Bobby Lee on the next one, insulting like Tiger Woods or somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's going to just make no sense. And Santino is going to be name dropping people.
Yeah.
He's the all-time name dropper.
He's going to be like, Tiger Woods was on the golf course with me earlier, and I thought he was going to steal my clubs. Oh, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You know, where they preemptively try to calm the audience down, thinking that they're going to like boo and get offended. You said that a couple people did that.
Yeah,
at this
the
roast.
weirdest thing was Kevin Hart was doing that at first, then he got progressively drunker. And I'll give him credit. I thought he did a good job hosting. And then the other person was Jeff Ross. After every joke he told, he was like, "What? We're roasting.
Yeah.
We're roasting. It's just jokes." It's like, yeah, no, you should know better than anybody.
Exactly. It shouldn't even faze him at this point that the crowd will boo or scoff or whatever it is that they'll do. I think, the next roast, you were kind of onto it. It's going to be Ann Coulter roasting Vivek Ramaswamy. Let me see if I have that saved on my Twitter because maybe we'll just end on that because that was... Oh, there we go. Simpsons Pop-Tarts. Those were limited.
I've been watching Simpsons.
You are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you. Because you're an Indian. We'll get back to that.
Like, what is there to get back to? Like,
oh man, she's so stupid. That bitch has never had kids, right?
No, she hasn't. She's never been married.
Okay,
So.
Cares about the white race. That's what's so funny about all of these people. It's always her and the Richard Spence. They should have kids.
Yeah,
that kid would be funny looking.
There were rumors that she like dated Bill Maher.
Oh, just because she would go on a show all the time.
Yeah. And she was black at heart, is what they thought.
Okay.
But,
it's my favorite David Lynch movie, Black at Heart.
This is like a rare case where it's like, oh, this person's like actually racist. You know, years ago, people like to say people get offended, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's racist, whatever. But you never actually heard someone say, oh, I'm not going to like you or vote for you because of your race. And she just like full on says it, which is like, I mean, honestly, it's like really funny that she says it.
It's what a way to start an interview too.
I know.
Like, why don't they get into the details of it and then you address it? Like, I just think, for the sake of white people in this country and the people that founded this country, that we need more. We need a white president who does have white interests. You could just say that. That's still racist, I guess. But you could say that.
It would go off better than I'm not going to vote for. And she says because you're an Indian.
We'll get back to it, okay?
Yeah, and we'll get back to that. Yeah, well, maybe
I talk.
They say you talk like who you recently had sex with, and I disagree, okay? That's Ann Coulter. She should have said, like, I don't vote for people who smell bad. That would have been a better way to hide her true intentions.
Woo, it stinks in here. That's how she should have started it, honestly. That would have been better than that. Telling you wouldn't vote for him. Look at his fucking face, too. He just told her that he likes her.
I know.
I like you. Do you like me?
I love you.
Well, you fucking stink and you're brown, so not really, but I suppose you can talk.
Well, I suppose a broken clock, and broken, I mean, unable to shower twice a day is right. Anyway.
Damn. Oh, people. Okay. Everybody, thanks for listening. Sorry that oh, hell nah bit wasn't there. Watch Tony's full set from the Netflix special. The only time we're ever going to prop him up.
It's honestly, it's worth watching. So stay tuned and stay gooned.